Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Cheryl and today I'm going to be talking about how I found out I was 17 and pregnant. So to start it off, I had always had irregular periods. So I was never planning for it to come on the day I had it set to, just because it had never been that way and I wasn't expecting it to just happen miraculously one month. So after like 2-3 days, I had a meeting at my school because I'm a senior in high school, and I had like an odd feeling in my stomach. Like it was just unusually heavy, and it wasn't like that heavy where like you just feel like, oh, I just need to take a nap. It was like a heavy, like something was in there. And so later that night, I tried not to stress about it, but obviously 3 days late, I started to, and I had a test in my closet just because. If it ever did come up. So I went to the bathroom while my boyfriend was playing games and took it. And I honestly thought it wasn't going to come up positive. Like I was honestly just sitting there on the pot, taking the test and watching YouTube. I was watching somebody's video. I think it was Damien and Bianca's. But, so I go in there and I take the test and I look at the test and it's positive. And I just start freaking out. I was like, there's no way, you know? Everybody thinks that when they find out. There's no way, because honestly, I thought there was no way. So I go and I grab the test, and I take it to my boyfriend, and we both start freaking out. Just because at 17, it is quite young to find out that you're having a baby. You know, you haven't fully matured yet, you don't have the financial stability, nothing like that. So it was a little worrisome. So we went back on my bedroom and we got some money and we went straight to the store. And we got in the store and we were so, like, our nerves were so, like, high that we were scared to go grab the test. So we go up in Walmart and we finally get the test and I make him go over there and grab them. We go home and I start drinking a whole bunch of water. And I go to the bathroom and I go to take the test. I think I had like 3, and they all came out positive. At this point, we realized, like, okay, this is happening. This is not just some false positive, you know, that doesn't happen with 4 tests. So we go back in my room, we're like talking about it, and he's freaking out, I'm freaking out, and all I really wanted to talk to was my mom, but she was at work. So my mom didn't get off work until 11 that night, and until she got home, there was nothing really to talk about, just because she had all the advice that I needed. At that point, that's who I wanted to console me. So she gets home about 11 o'clock, and I tell her, I'm like, Mom, come to my room. I need to talk to you about something important. It's important. And she comes and she sits on my bed. We're pretty close to each other, so it's not really awkward or anything. And I go and I just like hand her the test, and she doesn't really freak out just because we're, like I said, we're really close and we have a pretty open relationship when it comes to talking about things like that. And so obviously it was a mix of emotions, but she wasn't like yelling at me, screaming at me, nothing like that. She was pretty understanding and pretty supportive, just because she knew at that moment that I needed the support. Who we were really worried about was telling my boyfriend's parents, just because they're very traditional. They believe that you should get married before you do anything like that, before you have children, before you even get into a serious relationship. So we that night, me and my mom started talking about it, and we were all 3 just sitting in my bedroom, like trying to figure out what exactly we were going to do, because in a situation like this, you never know until it happens, and truthfully, we didn't know until it happened. So, later that night, the only person who knew was me, my boyfriend, my mother, and my best friend. I texted her and I told her immediately, just because I knew that she would be supportive, and at that point, I didn't need no criticism. You know, I didn't need somebody to tell me that I was stupid and I was making the wrong choice by wanting to keep it or anything. And at that point, I knew that abortion or adoption was not a choice. And as for my boyfriend, he told his best friend too, just because, like I said, we needed the support. We didn't need no hate. So he told him, and at that point, only us 5 knew. And I think that went the same way for about 2 weeks. And then I made an appointment at this pregnancy center where I live, which is in South Carolina. I made an appointment there, and they told me to come in. I think it was at like 4:30 on a Tuesday. So I go in like 2 days later, or 2 weeks later. I go in 2 weeks later, and she told me, she was like, okay, well, I just want to talk to you about some things. And we go in the room, and she's like, if this test is positive, what are you wanting to do? And I was like, 100% keep it. I don't fully believe in abortion. Not that it's not the right choice for some people, but in my situation, I don't feel as though it would have been something that I would have been happy with in the long run. So we go and I take the test, and she comes back about 10 minutes later in the room, and she's like, congratulations, honey, it's positive. And I was like, okay, now what? And so she pulls me back in her room, and they bring in this counselor, which was really awesome. And she starts talking to me about what I can do, how I can earn money, like things like that, like getting a job, Medicaid, anything concerning the baby and my health. We went in the room and did an ultrasound, and at this point, I was 6 weeks and 3 days. And there was just a itty bitty little baby, and I'll insert that image so you guys can see. It was honestly really exciting, and now that I am 8 weeks, and I think 4 days, we have come to terms with it. We have accepted the fact that this is going to happen, you know? And now all of our family knows, and it has become a public thing, and that is why I have decided to start YouTube. I have always wanted to start, but I never realized that this was going to happen so early, and it always seemed like a thing where I just wanted to document my child's life whenever that time came. And so that's what I'm here to do. I'm really excited, but also nervous, just because when you put your life out there, it's not that easy. And being 17, we still have a lot of maturing to do. So yeah, now we're pretty excited. We're hoping for a boy, which I feel like I'm gonna have a boy. I'm not really having any symptoms or anything. The only thing I'm getting is exhaustion. Not exhaustion. I'm really exhausted. I'm always wanting to take a nap, go to sleep, something like that. Or eating. I eat every hour. But yeah, we're just super excited. We do already have our names that we want, but that is for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.